Hey guys, and welcome. Today I'm going to be making vegan cinnamon buns. So the ingredients that you need for this is vegan butter, cinnamon, ground cinnamon, rapid yeast, plant milk, cane sugar, and whole wheat flour. So the first step is you're going to mix 3 tablespoons of butter and you're going to mix 1 cup of the milk. So what you're going to do is melt it in a little bowl. Once you have it melted but not boiling, you're going to pour it into a bigger bowl, just like this one right here. And then you're going to cut open the yeast and you're going to sprinkle it onto this almond milk and vegan butter mixture. And then you're going to mix it and you're going to let the yeast mix with the almond milk and butter. You're going to let it sit for 10 minutes. So we've let the mixture sit for 10 minutes, and next we're going to add 1 tablespoon of cane sugar, and then you're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt, and then you're going to mix. Once you have that mixed, you're going to add the flour. You're going to do it a 1/2 cup at a time. So I have a cup here, and I'm going to put half in there, and then I'm going to mix it. You don't want to add it all at once because you might not need all of the flour. This recipe calls for 3 cups of flour, but you may not need 3 cups. So just add a 1/2 cup at a time and just keep mixing it, and then do the. So far I've added 1 cup. I'm going to add another cup. So this will be my 2nd cup. Adding it a 1/2 cup at a time. And right now I'm using a tablespoon to mix this shit up. I should probably be using a spatula. Yeah, this is already getting really thick, but you want it to be to where it all sticks together. And you're going to end up kneading this on the counter for about a minute on a floured surface. I want it to all stick together. This recipe calls for 3 cups of flour, but you really only need about 2 cups because this is very, very thick. But you want enough flour, so I think I'm going to add just a tad bit more. Just kind of eyeball it. If you're not good with recipes and you want to know the exact amount, I would say about 2 1/4 to 1/2 cups of flour is probably enough for this recipe. So you get some flour. You're going to put it all over your counter space. Make sure it's clean. You don't have to spray harsh chemicals on there, but you just get some lemon juice and some water and wash it off, or get some alcohol, some rubbing alcohol, and clean off your counter. Personally, I didn't even clean it off because it's going to get baked anyways. And you're going to get your ball of dough. You're going to knead it all over your floured surface. So now that you have it mixed up real well, you're going to get a clean bowl, and you're going to put this in the bowl, and you're going to cover it, and you're going to leave it. You have your ball of dough, put it in a bowl, and set it in a warm place for 1 hour. Cover it with aluminum foil. The dough is getting bigger. We have about 30 minutes left. So now that you've let your dough ball sit for 1 hour in a warm area, you're going to put it onto the counter. Put it into a rectangle shape. So make sure that you're doing this on a lightly floured surface. So now that you have made the dough into a rectangle like the one that you see right here, you're going to brush 3 tablespoons of melted vegan butter onto the top of this dough. So you're going to get a little brush and you're going to just lightly brush the butter over top of the dough mixture. So once you have brushed the butter onto your dough, you're going to sprinkle 1 tablespoon of cane sugar on top. And then you're going to sprinkle 1 tablespoon of cinnamon on top. I'm not really measuring the cinnamon, I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I normally put a little bit more cinnamon than I probably should, but they're cinnamon buns, right? So I think it's totally normal, right? Alrighty, so now that we have now that you have brushed the butter, sprinkled the sugar and the cinnamon on top, you're going to roll it long ways. So you're going to start by lightly grabbing the ends and roll it towards you. So now that we have rolled up our cinnamon dough, we're going to cut it into slices. So recommended, I would say, get a blade with a long, get a knife with some blades. This is a very long knife, but this is like the only knife I have that's good for cutting cinnamon buns amazingly. So yeah, you're gonna make them about 1 inch in thickness, and you're just going to lightly cut them into sections. You can also use floss for this as well, but you don't have to. So you're just going to make them into little things, and you're going to put them in the pan. So you're just going to do that. So now that I've put all the cinnamon rolls into the pan, I'm going to cook this in the oven at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes. And make sure that you brush some butter on top so that it doesn't burn and it keeps it nice and moist. So now we are going to make the icing while those cinnamon buns are cooking. So I make it with coconut oil and powdered sugar. This is just regular cane sugar, and I blended it up to make it into powdered sugar. So I don't really have correct measurements for this. All I can really suggest is mix coconut oil and powdered sugar. Start out with a little bit each and kind of just keep mixing it until it's like a desired thickness or whatever that you want. And just keep adding more if you want to make more. So this is like extremely easy. It's like sugar and oil. So simple. So I have about 15 cinnamon buns cooking, so I just need to make enough for that many. So honestly, all I can really say with this is just eyeball it, and then you will know. Obviously, the more sugar you use, the sweeter it's going to be, and the thicker it's going to be as well. If you add more sugar, it's going to get thicker. So now that the cinnamon buns are out of the oven, I'm going to brush the sugar on, I'm sorry, not the sugar. Well, it's pretty much sugar. It's the icing on top. So now the cinnamon buns are all ready to eat, and I'm going to put them on a plate and enjoy them. So I am about to enjoy these wonderful vegan cinnamon buns, and Jamie thinks he's getting some, but he definitely can't have that. And I hope your recipe turns out wonderful. Have a nice day.